everybody, this is Christine Bertram, and I'm coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. And it's the end of the week, and it's the end of the month, and we're a little tired, I think, but we're gonna plow through the class and have an amazing card. I have a vertical fun fold for you guys from Janice Ormiston, and I don't know what I'm gonna make. And I think that's what's daunting to me. This is like a reverse mystery card night for me. So I know what you guys are getting for mystery card night, and I know what I'm making, but I can completely understand how you feel like you're going into making a card blind. But I have faith. It's gonna turn out great. So I have a few of you that are here. I was tardy. I was looking all over. I found an unopened roll of the ribbon, but I was looking for an opened roll of the ribbon. And then I forgot that I didn't have a pack of gems down here or in the box in the mudroom. So I ran upstairs twice. So I'm out of breath. So if it sounds like I'm Hufflepuff, how do I say it? Hufflepuffkins. Hufflepuff. I'm Hufflepuff. However I say it. I'm out of breath a little bit. I think I am. So, you guys, I can't deny that since I broke my foot back in April of last year, I have not been quite the same. There's been for the last probably good year a constant nagging pain in my body that like occupies the entire left side from my foot, my toe, all the way up to my lower back. And so when your body's in pain, you don't work out or walk or exercise quite as much as you probably used to, right? So I can tell that I'm probably not in the best of shape in my days of my life right now, but I will have to say that I went and saw somebody on Monday morning, and he helped me by giving me a list of exercises that I need to do. And I did them really good on Tuesday and Wednesday, and then I missed yesterday because we finished class. I'm not blaming class, but we finished class, and I just was like into the computer. And so I didn't do them last night. But anyways, I think that's why I'm Hufflepuffkin, so that's maybe my word. So out of breath. So I need to get my body back into shape. It may look like I work out, but I don't. It probably doesn't look like I work out. I'm just kidding. There's a song, I work out. Okay, but anyways. Oh, I just knew that once I get going and talking with you guys, I'd like calm right down and life would be good. So a couple things I want to show you. You guys, if you just watched my showcase video, I always forget something, and I forgot that box. And so, I don't know. If you guys saw the showcase video and you got to the end and you saw the past classes, just know I still have, there's some Sentimental Christmas left from October. I've got some time, this guy, Twisted in Time. I've got some Twisted in Time still available. And I've got a couple catalog launch parties, and I've got a couple ribbon and embellishment shares from the spring catalog, actually. So that little box is still left, and it is what it is. You'll find those things listed on the classes. You'll find them listed in the past classes section of my resources area of my website. But yeah, so I always forget something. I can't win. So, but in case you were wondering what happened to Bigger Tigger, Bigger Tigger stole my chair at the end of the last live, and he didn't move. Okay, so I finished that live at 3:40, went in, made sourdough babies, started cutting paper and prepping for, we have a lot of kitting to do next week. We're gonna be kitting 3 days next week, and then we're gonna start the escape kitting. So I've got all these piles laid all over the craft room upstairs of stuff. And I had to start at the first one, and I'm like, okay, what are we missing? Okay, cut it quick. What are we missing? Cut it quick. What are we missing? And so I started to do that, and you guys, and then I got caught up in that. And then I looked at the clock, and I'm like, oh man, it's 4:30. I better go downstairs really fast. And then it was pulling stuff for class. But anyways, Bigger Tigger, my point, did not move at all. When I got back from running around like a chicken with my head cut off for the last 45 minutes, I came back, and this kitten is sitting right in my chair yet, like sleeping away, did not even move once to adjust for bed sores or anything. He just was in the same spot. And I'm like, you could be kidding me. I gotta go live. What am I gonna do with this kitten? And I thought about rolling the chair away and bringing in a different chair. And I thought, no, that's too much work. So what I did is I have a seat cushion here, and I have a back cushion underneath here. So I picked up the seat cushion, moved that over there, and put my seat cushion under my butt. So in case you're wondering where Bigger Tigger went, there he is, sleeping on my seat cushion, just living the cat's life right now. Just to be a cat, you guys, like to be fed, to be given water, to be given a roof over your head, to sleep all the time, to play fetch when you want to, all the good things, and then not have a worry, for these cats anyways. Like other cats outside probably don't have the luxuries, but these kittens will still sit by that door, and as soon as you open the door, they're like ready to pounce out and go free. It's like you give them everything in the world, and then they still don't want to be here. So, anyways, that's Tigger's story, and I'm sticking to it. So, all right. Hello, Sherry Martin. Hi, Barbara Gobby. Barbara Gobby, I did get my mail at some point today, and I did have a check from you for classes. So I will send you an official email, but just so in case I don't do it today or tomorrow or the next day, the check did arrive today. Yay. Hi, Jean Shoot. Debbie Gast is here too. Hi, Susan Bellamy. Hi, Connie Moore. On my way to your granddaughter's soccer game. Connie Moore, the card, I have to say it again, the card that you sent me for my congratulations card for my million was over the moon. It was over the top. It was so awesome. I can't wait to share it. You guys, I still have to plan a Happy Mail video, and I was going to do it this morning. And when I had to switch some stuff around this week from losing my voice, I knew I wasn't going to be able to do all these videos today. That would have been too much airtime for this voice. And so I still have that going on. So, but Connie, I can't wait to show it off to everybody. It's so pretty. Hello, Mary Lemke. Watching the class replay, the class offering. So that's perfect. Hi, Donna Grushki. Hi, Sherry Ott. There's Nancy Mole making me drink water. I love it. Hello, Deanne Dawn. Hi, Susan Warmly. Linda Kester. I don't know what you goofed up. You're the only email that I replied to in those 40 minutes, but I did not see you try to register for any September classes. So I don't know if you meant that you goofed up the class registration for September, because if you thought you did, then I didn't see it come through, and it maybe, I don't know. But yes, please, I sent you a link. Please fill that out if you possibly can. That would be awesome. Oh, I sound better, yes, because my heart rate is going down. When you go up steps 3 times in a row, it really gets the ticker pumping really fast. Hi, Randy. I'm just reading your comments. Nancy said, tell me about it. I'm never going to be the same this side of heaven. Larger than life, Bigger Tigger. Yes, he is. Hi, Kay Weir again. You must have been kind of boring. Fred slept in my arms the whole time that I was on. Oh, man. Thanks a lot, Jean. So you guys, it's so awesome. Jean got a new man in her life. In case you're wondering, she got the cutest man you could ever imagine. Let me see if I can find it really quick, Jean. I got to share your man with everybody. I bet inquiring minds want to know what we're talking about. Let's just see here if I can find that really fast. I'm sure you won't mind if I share a picture of your new man. Let's see. It was in the email. And Jean, shoot. Let's see if I can find you really fast. And if it's here, it's here. My new little man. You guys ready to see Jean's man? Oh, he's so adorable. I love it. There he is. And his name is Fred. And she said, who gets a man in their life at 73? Well, she did. And he was a stray that wandered into her daughter's yard. And now this new little man is hers. And he's got the cutest little face. I love it. So I must have bored Fred, is what Jean was telling me. He slept the whole time in her arms. Well, I really bored Bigger Tigger, too, because he is out like a light. Oh, my goodness. Hello, Joy Moody. So I thought you guys would get a kick out of Jean's new man. Hi, Sandy Coy Emery. He's pretty spoiled. Oh, yes. Our kittens can be pretty spoiled. And our dogs and our hamsters or any pets that we have, if we love them a lot and we can provide for them, they are generally spoiled. I definitely agree with that. I did case the card, but added extra to it. That's perfectly great, Connie. I can't tell you guys how many times I actually come up with my own cards without looking at something. There's cards everywhere, right? And if I get a card in the mail, And I think I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to case this. So you guys, a lot of the class cards that we do, they start from looking at a card or 2 cards or even 3 cards. And we marry things together and elements together. And then you add this or you change this. It's always a starting point. Just like any time that you're crafting, like you got to get ideas and inspiration somewhere. So it's awesome. No worries that it was cased at all. Yeah, he is cute. So, all right. Okay, so what is it? It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Oh, it's almost like this Jimmy Buffett song can come on and you guys can start playing it. And you guys can start having a drinky drink if you want. Because it's 5 o'clock somewhere in 2 minutes. And then somewhere is here. So I know Tyler will probably be at work till 6. So I have at least a solid hour before he gets here. And as soon as I'm done with this, I'm going to call Amanda Waldhart. We're going to plan and strategize. We got a full day tomorrow. She's going to be here at 7, right? 7:30. Like, I'm not a morning person. If you guys know me a little bit, a lot, I am more of a night owl than a morning person. So I gotta get my mind functioning first thing in the morning, and we're gonna work on designing all of the Paper Palooza cards tomorrow. And that's what we do. We go around the room and we're like, oh man, I really like this layout. How can I use this layout with this new product, right? That's what a lot of this is. It's showing you how you can so interchangeably take a layout and then bring in new product that's current, or a product or products that you bought a while ago and you want to use them. How can you get inspiration, right? So that's what we're working on tomorrow is Palooza cards. And Palooza is going to be in October and November. This will be the Fall Palooza featuring products from the July and September online exclusives and also the mini. And then on top of it, next week, Wednesday, I'm going to be working with Jay Shante, and we're going to be Wednesday, Thursday, I don't know, one day later next week, we're going to get together and we're going to start designing the Wounded Warrior cards that we're going to need for the November 1st benefit. So, sorry, lots of things coming up, you guys. I'd have to say that by tomorrow, when that's done, we'll have probably designed 40 cards this month. So, and I'll have to tell you, out of all of them, that Connie, none of those came from us originally. We got those ideas from everywhere. So nobody should ever feel bad about casing cards, I'll tell you that. And today, right now, you guys, look at the recipe card. It says it's a vertical fold card based off of Jackie Bolheis's templates. Okay, so here we're featuring a template from, hey, you guys, aw, they're licking each other. Featuring a Jackie Bolheis template. Now, and did she make the template up? Who knows? Maybe she did, maybe she didn't. I don't even know, but it doesn't matter to me. All I know is we're going to make a great card together. Years ago, your brother painted the hood of his new truck with the design of the creamer jar. I love it. So Janice Ormison sent me the recipe cards, which you guys already photographed these. They're in the Facebook event. They're in the website event. They were in the email. Okay. She also sent me this awesome thank you card, and you guys might recognize this. This is a card from, I just showed it off there. We have 2 kits of this left. It was from our Regal Flora Let's Just Stamp from our Red, White, and Blue class. Thank you again for inspiring my love of card making. You are truly a blessing in my life. Oh, I love it, Janice. And she even made me a little heart. And then Janice sent me some stamps too, which is super cool. So I've got stamps that we pay it forward, you guys. I'm going to definitely put these stamps on some of your cards that are going out. All right. So water, cough water. Thanks for dealing with all the coughing. At least I don't sound like a mouse at this point in my life, which is always a plus. So super cool. She even had the envelope flap decorated. So we'll open up Janice's card here at the end, right? So we'll leave that set there for now. And I showed this off, so I need to put that over here. Janice, I purposely knew in my head not to be on time because you were picking up your granddaughter from school. So I thought to myself in my head, well, don't go right at what time? 4:30, because this way I'll give Janice a little time so she can be here for her card. So it worked. We haven't even started yet. Good job, right? Well done. Cheerio. Okay, so what did I decide to work with? Well, I had told you in the live that I just did with the showcase that I was only doing 1 Halloween card for kidding. But I thought, well, why can't we do a Halloween card for this card? So I pulled different colors of cardstock, and I pulled what I have left in my pack from the Spooky Night, Spooky Sweet Designer Series paper. Now, we just made a card featuring this product for the fun folds, and I kind of like have that card in my head that I want to use that as backup. But this paper is great. This is the petunia one, and the backside is kind of like whatever. So I guess I'll show it to you. So this is great if you want to make one card using this, one card using this, one card using that, or a scrapbook layout. Great, fine. But I have a hard time using this kind of paper for a class because it's all different. So I will always gravitate to the side like this. So I was thinking, okay, we'll pull in that sheet. Then there's also this guy, which is the Orangelicious one. So I'm going to put this Purplicious back in. So this guy, whoa, that is weird looking. Okay, definitely different. And then, yes, animals in costumes, all right? Not so crazy about that, but this side's perfectly fine, right? You will always know that I always gravitate to sides like this that are universal versus this. But you know what? This is great. Kids like probably love it, but I'm not a kid, so I have a hard time, and I don't have kids. My kids are my favorite fur babies, so I have a hard time designing for cards that are for kids, but that's why I have Gina in my life. So this one too, love it. Very universal. And on the back side, you've got tag things, right? So you can cut these apart, put them on cards. This. Okay, so now this one's awesome because it's so universal. This doesn't need to be for Halloween. You could use this at any point of the year. And when we kitted up, I ended up like 6 sheets left of this. So you're going to definitely see this pattern in our future on a card, definitely. Then there's this pattern in here, which is the orange. Aren't you glad we have class today? And then, again, this is fine. I don't know how to put this on the front of a card. I have the hardest time looking at this paper and being like, yeah, I'm going to put this on the front of a card. Now, a scrapbook page, I could see just using the whole thing as a scrapbook page and then putting your pictures on here and zhuzhing it up and you'd be good to go. But like to cut this for a card and then put a little label on it, I don't know, it's just weird to me. Sorry, just speaking out loud. No filter, all right? This is like Chris Unfiltered here. Then there's, what else is there? We already went through that one. Okay, and then there's a bunch of die cut. There's a bunch of die cut things, papers. I'm gonna try to pull these out without wrecking them. So these are cute. Like I can live with this. Definitely nice for designing the front of cards. You could put that stuff, the goo in the pot, and you could have a broomstick. Like I don't know. Like this is like these all pop out, right? I don't want to do it, but they pop out, and you get 2 sheets of them. All right. So I've got multiples here because we just had to pull apart a few packs just to get what we needed for the class that we're kidding, which used this one and that one. This is a cute. I think if I had to pick the Halloween pattern out of all these, I would pick this one with the candy and the bats. And so that's got that. See, I don't like that so much. It's got orange in it, so that is Halloween to me, where this is cuter. Like I can handle. So yeah, just me speaking out loud about stuff. So I figured that out of all of these sheets, we'd find some pretty patterns that we could work with for this card and show you the paper, the Halloween stuff. With this suite comes this iridescent ribbon. It's purple, it's petunia popper, and then the foam stars. So there's black, purple, and white. Now this was launched with the online exclusives in July. So we've had it out for just a little bit yet. A little bit. All right, then the stamp set. So Spooky Halloween. It's got different words, the animals that go with it. Now, my dies are out with the die cutters. So I thought, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? I looked over on the counter, and because I'm going to visit Jenna, I never mailed her bingo prize to her. So I'm going to ask for forgiveness later, and I'm going to use her dies. And hope that's okay with her. And even if she has these and uses them as a prize for somebody, I hope they won't mind. So we're giving them a little love right now. Show you these dies. These are cool because they have this house and the fence, the bats, and this label-y thing. The rest of these go with the focal images that are part of the set. And if you guys watch me a little bit, I like to use these kind of dies a lot in creating versus stamping, only because it makes it easier for you guys to reproduce things because you might not always have focal images. Da-da-da. All right, that wasn't a joke. I just felt like doing that. Okay, so I'll be honest, I didn't really peruse this too much. I just know that there's lots of paper. And I think, was it Debbie? Did you tell me? Somebody told me that they tried to work on this and they just couldn't get it. So I'm going to read it out loud. So we have a 11 by 4 1/4, and we're going to score it at 2.5, 3 3/4, 6 3/4, 8 1/4. Okay, I can handle that. I was estimating in my head that we would use black for that. Then there's a cardstock 2. We need 2 pieces, 3.5 by 3.5. And I'm thinking that's a mat for like this 3 3/8 by 3 3/8. So like the DSP needs to match the mats. And we need a 3 3/8 by 3 3/8, another color. And then we have focal images for panel 1. So I'm guessing that whatever the panel 1 is, there's stuff that needs to go on it. So we got to come up with a scene. And in my head, I was going to build a house and put a fence in front of it and put some bats flying around. So that was going to be my focal scene. We got 2 DSPs here. One here. That's the square. That's why I'm thinking I must go with that one. And then there's a 4 1/4 by 2 1/4, a 3 3/4 by 1 3/8, a 3 3/4 by 1 1/8. So there's lots of different things. And it's like, oh man, what are we going to do? Hi, Donna. So this card is 11 inches by 4 1/4. And by looking at this diagram, it feels like to me that there's going to be a fold, and then it's going to fold, and then it's going to fold, and then eventually it pulls all up and it's like a flat thing is what I have in my head. So gluing, lots of glue panels together, and then stamping a sentiment in the lower corner. Decorate the envelope if desired. Have fun creating this card. Thanks, Janice. I will. So now, frogs. If this is our base, I pulled out some of these pieces for mats. But the other thing, so like this one looks really nice with purple behind it. Yep, that would look purple. This one also looks good with purple, but I don't know if this one will work because this is all I have left are strips. And the bats are going this way, like they're flying sideways. But I don't think to the average Joe that they would realize that, so I might still consider using this piece. This one would look best matted on black, but I don't know. I don't think it would hurt to have... Well, here's the deal. If this looks good matted on black, and this one looks good matted on black, and this orange looks good matted on black, and this purple-licious exfoliadocious could look good matted on black. I wonder if we use black as the matte and then use potentially orange as the base. So when we look at this, she's got DSP1, DSP2, DSP3, DSP4. So it's telling me that there's four different DSPs. That's why I thought if black was the cohesiveness for all of them, and then I'm going to bring in an orange. Let me just grab an orange cardstock. Let's hope that I have a pumpkin pie. I do. I have one sheet. Yay. Okay. I don't generally keep a lot of paper down here, but I have one sheet. Donna caught alive. Yay. So if it was like that, not the biggest fan. Let's go like this. That would be fine. I think this one would be fine, but it's probably going to have to go this way because based off of this picture, we're going to have this going on. So she's got one, and I'm afraid I'm not cutting the cardstock yet because I want to make sure that I got the right color. So there's a 1. See, she's got a 1 here, is a 1 3/4 by 1 3/4, and a 1 3/4 by 3 3/4. So that's right here, I think. And then number 2, it must like fold underneath. And then number 3, unless that these don't correlate, because she's got a number 5 here, and then she doesn't have a 5 here. So let me think about this. We're just wrapping our heads around everything. I almost would be like, well, do I even need to have a mat? But I probably should have mats because that's nice. Let me just think. If I like black behind here and then orange looks good there too, right? I'm just, oh, smoky slate. Let me just grab a smoky slate and see once if smoky slate would make for a great base instead of the pumpkin pie, right? Because pumpkin doesn't always match with, so that would probably be fine, okay? And then this would be fine. And then purple would be great with gray, love it. And then gray would be great with gray. Okay, well, you know what? We're making a sample. And the thing about making samples is, if it doesn't turn out exactly what you like in terms of the color, you can always keep it for yourself and make another one and redo it, right? So I think we're just gonna go with it. We're gonna go with it. Hello, Sue Deppis. All right, I'm gonna cut this at 4 1/4. I lost my, there it is, recipe card. So 11 by 4 1/4. Let's get you done. Okay, so that's what we got for that. And then we need to do some scoring. So let's grab out the scoreboard and follow our guide. She says at 2 1/2, 3 3/4, 6 3/4, and 8 1/4. Okay, hopefully that's correct, Mundo. And we are going to fold. Let's see how this, I'm sure some are mountains and some are valleys. I'm gonna guess that I'm gonna start this way. And and it could be wrong, and I could flip it other ways if I need to. I used the new form, so easy. Thank you, Kelly. Yay! So I'm just gonna guess that we're gonna go back this way. And then this one comes down this way. And then we're gonna make that one go that way. No, I don't know if this is right or not, but it seems like it could be right. Okay, so cheese, haha, queso. All right, and if I'm looking at the picture here, it's either going this way or it's going this way. I'm gonna use my detective clues here, and I don't know if this means anything, but this section here is smaller than this section. So I'm gonna flip it back this way and assume that maybe this is number 4, this is 5, this is 3, 2, and 1, right? And then it goes like this. So let's see here. So that's that, I'm thinking. Then we need a cardstock 2 and a cardstock 3. So I think I have it in my head. I'm just gonna use basic black for my 2 and keep it simple with just one color versus trying to make other colors be a part of this. Like, I guess what I was thinking is this one would be great to have Petunia Pop behind it, but I don't know which section this is gonna be, right? So I could just measure this really quick and see, like this, so this is 4 1/4 by, that's 2 1/2. So I'm guessing that that could be DSP 3 at 4 1/4 by 2 1/4. That's maybe that one. And then this is 3, so this one would be something different. I'm just trying to figure out, because I'd like for an order of all this stuff. This is 2 inches. And this, so I don't know if something's gonna go off the top of here to make it a traditional A2 size card. So let's just, that's the whole fun of it, right? And it doesn't always need to make sense. Let's see here. Cardstock 2, 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. I'm just gonna cut, it's just, Naughty Nancy would say it's just paper, right? So we're just gonna cut black for the moment, both of them. And if I wanna switch it out, I can always switch it out later. So I'm going to do 3 3/8 by 3 3/8. So let's do that first. By 3 3/8. All right, and then we need a 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. So I've got this piece that we can do 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. That's what it says here, 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. Oh, it says 2 pieces. Ah, hang on. So it says we need 2 that are 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. Oh. You guys want to see something adorable? So, I don't know if you can see this, but Hunky went and laid right on top of Bigger Tigger, and they're like, Hunky's going one way and Tigger's going the other way. Isn't that adorable? So both of them wanted my seat cushion. Those little turkey noodle boys. Okay. The instructions tell you which one to attach to each panel. Perfect. All right. I probably didn't get that far. So 3 1/2 by 3 1/2. And I'm going with the flow and not overthinking it. Thanks, Nancy. All right, so we've got those. So then she said, it says DSP 1 to cardstock 1. DSP 1 to cardstock 1. Okay, DSP 1 goes to cardstock 1. So the first DSP is going to go right onto here. So that's going to be the top one. So I think I'm going to do gray for that one. So let's grab gray. DSP 1 is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, and we need 2 pieces. So we're going to go like this and 3 3/4 this way. So we need 2 pieces, 3 3/4. All right, so that says glue DSP 1 to cardstock 1. Only add glue to the top of cardstock 1. Thinking that is where we want that. DSP 1 to cardstock 1. Oh, I want a matte maybe? I don't know. Hang on, thinking out loud. 3 3/4, okay. So I just want to see what, so a 4, I'm just going to cut a 4 by 4. Doesn't say it on here, but this might not work because of the height. I was just thinking, could it be matted on here? But then that gives us a card that's more than, look at me trying to deviate. Okay, never mind. This is still though. Maybe this needs to go down here. Okay. Look at me struggle busing it, Janice. So 3 3/4 by 3 3/4, 2 pieces, right? And then it says to glue DSP 1 to cardstock 1. Only add glue to the top of cardstock 1. Glue cardstock number 2 to DSP number 2. Glue cardstock 2 to DSP 1. So like in the middle like that is what you're thinking? Not to the base. Okay, I'm going to read through these, see if I can understand this. So DSP 1 is 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. It says 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. And glue it to cardstock number 1. Cardstock number 1 is our base. So to me, this is cardstock number 1, and it's saying to glue it to our base, and it said glue to the top of cardstock number 1. This is, to me, the top of cardstock number 1. Hi, Nancy Sue Valencia. Right, so if that goes like that, though, we're taller than the card, and your card is not that tall. So, not to the base. Is there a different cardstock one that I'm missing? So number 1, maybe like that. So glue cardstock number 2 to DSP number 1. So cardstock number 2 is the black to DSP number 1, right? Like that. And glue DSP number 2 to cardstock number 2. Glue DSP number 2, so we need a 3 3/8. So I'm just gonna go for it and make an orange piece. And we're just gonna cut a 3 3/8 by 3 3/8. Switch to landscape. Okay. So 3 3/8 by 3 3/8. So from what I understand, that goes together. Should be cardstock 2, not cardstock 1. All right, okay, so Janice, if you're gonna help me, I might be like a minute or 30 seconds ahead of you, so I don't know what should be cardstock number 2. Are you saying that that should be cardstock number 2 and not cardstock number 1? So glue DSP number 1. Glue DSP number 1 to cardstock number 2, maybe? Because that's what is that. If you want to tell me if the cardstock goes on top of the designer paper, that would be helpful. Like, is that right? Gluing the cards, because I feel like I hate covering up designer paper. I was expecting that the cardstock would go behind it. So glue the DSP number 2 to cardstock number 2. See, and this makes sense to me. Maybe. Mary Lemke. Mary Lemke, what's up?
Keep reading. Janice is giving you clues.
Okay.
Be patient.
Okay. Mary Lemke, everybody's telling me to be patient. She's funny. That Janice is trying to give me clues. Add a focal image to this panel. Glue DSP number 4 to cardstock number 1. And then glue DSP 1 to cardstock number 1. Glue cardstock 2 to number 1. Glue cardstock 3 to 2. Stamp. Okay, I guess like in my head, what I have here is something needs to get glued here, something's gonna get glued here, something's gonna get glued here, something's gonna include here, and something's gonna include here, right? That's what I'm sensing. So it's just a matter of getting it all on here to the right order. And I guess in my head, I have it that DSP is usually matted onto cardstock. And it's odd to me that it would be like having the cardstock here, unless that becomes our focal. And if that's my focal thing, I really wanted gray to be the top, because I'm picturing my house being in black and my bats flying around in black, and then I don't want black to be my top thing. So it says vertical. Yep, it's okay. I was thinking it's vertical. So Jamie said the DSP hangs down. And so if the DSP hangs down, I'm good with it hanging down like that. Okay, so if the DSP hangs down like that, great. I still then, if the DSP hangs down, then I just as soon have a 4x4 right there so that it's matted onto a 4x4. Because I like that. I'm good with that. And then when this opens up, it goes like that. But then it kind of covers that section up. So the gray DSP hangs down from the top of the card base. Okay, so I'm going to leave it like this then. So then there's another section here. So panel 2. So panel 1 was glue the DSP 1 to the cardstock, only add glue to the top. Okay, so the top. So that makes sense then. It's only the top. Okay, we're struggle busting, but we're going to get glue cardstock 2 to DSP 1. Glue cardstock 2 to DSP 1. And glue DSP number 2 to cardstock number 2. All right, I'm going to skip that for now. I'll come back to that. Panel 2 is this one. Glue DSP number 4 to that. So DSP number 4 is 3 3/4 by 1 3/8. 3 3/4 by 1 3/8. So that's this one. I'm going to make that gray. 3 3, orange, gray, I don't know. 3 3/4, 3 3/4. I'm trying to lay this out before I glue it because I knowing myself, if I am not happy with the layout of it, I'll be like, yep, not good. So 3 3/4 by 1 3/8. So I just as soon map this all out and not do all this gluing. So that's a 1 3/4, a 3 3/4 by 1 3/8. Glue DSP4 to cardstock 1, but it doesn't have a mat. Yep, Janice is doing a great job of stumping me. This is true. So I guess it's all good, you guys. Janice really gave me I think what's happening is I want mats and I want like to know which goes with which. So we're okay. And I didn't study this too crazy ahead of time because I didn't know if I needed to. But panel 2, glue GSP4 to cardstock number 1. Right? So it's 3 3/4 by 1 3/8. But it doesn't have a mat, and I feel like there's a big chunk there. So in my head, I want a mat back there. So I also am at the same time deviating from what is happening. So I think that might be part of it too. And I know that when we're all said and done and everything's all glued together, it will be amazing. So we're gonna go here 1 5/8. And I'm gonna see if this goes on here, and then that would fit there. Trust the process, yep. And then we've got panel number 3, glue DSP1 to cardstock 1. DSP1, which was this one, glue DSP1 to cardstock 1. So this goes here, and it's missing, to me, it's missing a mat. And I might be wrong on all these mats, right? But I'd rather visualize it as I'm going. So I have this scrap here, so I'm going to cut this off. Oops, I didn't cut that properly. There's a score line in this paper, and I'm just trying to cut it off real quick. 4 by 4. And then this to me would go here. And then panel 4 is on this one. It says glue DSP4, and DSP4 is 3 3/4 by 1 3/8. 3 3/4 by 1 3/8. So it's another orange one. 3 3/4 by 1 3/8. And then that, to me, I want a black border on it. So 1 3/8 is 1 5/8. And then 4. So if that is what I would put on, oh, that's not right. Panel 4 is skinnier. Panel 4, glue DSP4, it's 1 1/8. So 3 3/4 by 1 1/8. So DSP4 is 1 1/8. Okay, so I'm just going to measure this section is 1 1/4. So we're going to do 1 by 4. So that should be the size that fits there. And then I'm changing it. So if it's a 1, it's going to be 3/4 by 3 3/4, which it is. So then this would mat on there. Okay. I'm guessing that Janice doesn't have mats on hers. She probably has the designer paper, but I guess I was going for wanting to see consistent black mats. The cascade is awesome, Janice. You will see a lot of the base cardstock one. Okay, and maybe in my head I was thinking, I didn't know that. That's good to know. So there's another 5 though, a panel 5 yet. Panel 5 is here, and panel 5 says glue DSP number 3. And DSP number 3 is 4 1/4 by 2 1/4. Well, I really wanted purple in here somewhere, but I don't have purple. So I guess I'm gonna go gray, orange, gray, orange, gray. So, but the thing is, I'm wanting to be consistent with my math. So, it's saying 4 1/4 by 2 1/4. So 4 1/4. So let me just see here real quick. This is 2 1/2. So it fits in here. So I'm gonna take it that it fits in here. So I'm gonna do 4 by 2 1/4. And that would be there. And then, because I'm going gray, orange, gray, orange, I'm gonna do the 3 3/4 by 2. Deer's calling. I'm live. Sorry, dear. Okay. I did make the sourdough babies. 2 by 3 3/4. And I guess we're gonna put that right there. Okay. This guy would not fit there. Darn it. I'm looking for a little more color and oomph, but this would have been the perfect pattern to do something on here to break it up. So I don't know how I can fit purple in here, but I might not. Now, I'm not quite sure where we're at. So let me just see here. So I've got that mapped out. I love the cascading. It's awesome. I'm thinking what happens as you pull it up, you've got stuff on it. Now, I did see a note though on here that says on panel number 3, which is this one, stamp a sentiment in the lower corner. So I probably wouldn't be able to do that unless I have white paper on here to stamp. So what and so there are some stamps in here. It says Happy Halloween here. Oh, I don't need to use Jenna stamps because I have my own stamps, but I'm wondering here about putting, so when this is folded shut, you're only going to see a little bit here. So it needs to be probably all tricks and no treats would go down here. And what we could probably do is add just a little sentiment strip over there. So, all right, we're getting there. You guys, don't fear. We are here. How did I miss putting purple in here though? The last panel will fit in. It doesn't hang down. Perfect. Yep, that's exactly what I've got, Jamie. It's right in here. There are 2 DSPs. There are 2 DSP4s, by the way. So there are 2 DSP4s. Yep. There's a 3 3/4 by 1 3/8, which is this one. And then there was this guy in here. So there were 2, and they were different sizes. I think that was what was confusing to me. I was reading this as, like, DSP4, I don't know what I was thinking. I think that what you have, Janice, are 4 different DSP patterns. They're not even all the same. So maybe this wasn't the best. Like, you would need to have 4 coordinating DSP patterns. And I thought I'd get that by having all of this Halloween-y stuff kind of like going together, but it really didn't work out that way. So, and I wonder if having a house or something in there would work. So I don't know. But I do want to stamp a black fence. Die cut a black fence. I want to do that. And I want to have some black bats. And I want to have a purple. I can't have a purple house now. I haven't glued anything yet, guys, so I can do whatever I want at this moment. So, see what's on the back of that. Okay, that, and that, and that. Okay, all good. So, let's see if we can get all of this fitting on here. Nope, not that way. Look at that. We can fit that all. Okay, perfect. So, let me grab some tape. We're going to die cut these out. Are you guys all waiting in suspense on how this is going to turn out? Me too. Are you excited to see Janice's amazing card? Me too. All right, let's grab the little guy here. How many of you guys own the spooky sweet stuff? Have you made any Halloween cards with it? You can have a purple house. Yes, I can. That's my plan. Ooh, that is just barely fitting right there. Okay. So all this stuff is getting cut out with the black. So there are two awesome bats. They are the same size. And then there's this unique little label in here. What's unique about this is it die cuts the bat out. And then what happens is there's a little score line there. And this little thing folds down like that. And this bat hangs off the top. I think that's kind of neat. And then this folds over the top of your paper. No, I kind of think it's not so cool to have that emptiness there. So what I do is I actually put that behind something. And then we've got our fence here. So then we're going to cut a purple house. Yeah, we definitely got to get purple in here. We definitely got to get purple because we have purple ribbon, right? So we might switch out one of those papers. So we are definitely making a purple house because purple houses, who wouldn't love a purple house, right? So we're going to put this in here. We'll cut him. Oop, this must go there. Okay, so that's what we'll do for die cutting at the moment. And this house, this old house, he has some openings that would make for really cool windows that would be shining light through them. So when we use this for the Fun Folds card, what we did is we put yellow strips of paper behind it. So I've got the yellow paper right here. And to figure out what size it is, I just took my ruler. Oh, Mary Lemke's got it, good. Oh, you better own it because you're doing a display on this friend. So a 1/2 inch by 2 1/4. So a 1/2 inch by 2 1/4. So this little guy is going to go back here. Oop, that's just a little too much. So it's maybe like 2 1/8. Yep. So that gets behind, and then that fills that in. It looks like there's light. And a 1/2 inch, we're going to trim it just a hair. Like that. So that little guy is going to go back here. And then we need another little one that's going to go here. And that's 1 1/2 by 5/8. 1 1/2 by 5/8 maybe. So we'll do 5/8 is right here. And 1 1/2 is right there. And that'll go back here. So this is what we're going to use to fill in the backs of our house. So when you guys get this class from me and you're working on putting your house together, this is how we did that. So all we're going to do for this, grab a little bit of liquid glue. For the lights and the windows, I usually trace onto the yellow using the house negative. Then cut it out. That works too. So we're just going to do a dot of glue there, 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 here, and there. And this little strip is going to go in here. And then this little strip will go here. That's how we set that up. Just give it a moment to dry. Okay, so you have this cute little house that has lights coming out. They're having a party in their house right now. And then what we're gonna do is grab the fence, and I envision this fence in front of the house like that, right? And then this Happy Halloweeny is right here. How big are you? So the Happy Halloween. So if this is my front piece here, I'm gonna work off of this. My house is gonna be back here. Fence can go here. I want Happy Halloween. Let's see how I'm gonna fit that guy up there. Like that. This though is gonna not, maybe the orange DSP needs to be purple. I think so. It's going to get changed to purple. The bats are super cool. So I like to bend their wings like that so that they're coming off the page. I was gonna put one like that. And one like that. Oh, you know what? If this, I'm just gonna test this out. If this goes like that, right? That's the size of it. If that goes like that, and this guy gets glued on here like that, this could be hanging out up here and it still would fit in the card because that's less than 5. I think I can have that bat hanging up there. So I can do what I think I want to do. All right, so I'm gonna bring this off of here. Oh, my stamp is heavy there. Okay, so my stamp here is 1 1/4 by 2 3/4. So I'm gonna cut a piece of white, 1 1/4 by 2 3/4. Okay, so let's grab 2 3/4 by 1 1/4. And then black ink and a block. Thanks, Janice. I'm excited too. Okay. So this Happy Halloween. Okay, so I'm going to put that right about there. Okay, so I have it a little much more than I'd like, so I'm going to take a little bit off the top here. Oh, I went crooked. One moment. Okay, so what I'm thinking then, that's going to come over here. This is going to go behind the designer paper, right about there. The house can kind of tuck in front of that. This can go like that. And then we could have a bat there and one there. Now this poor little bat is gonna get lost though. So I think a way to make him get illuminated, well, we would, oh, you know what we'll do? We're gonna put 2 bats down here, like that, and then we'll put some gems up there. That'll be fine. I've got purple and white gems we can put up there. Okay, is the gray light enough to stamp on the black? Yeah, it could work. I was thinking of putting a strip of white there though, is what I kind of had in my head. So I think that this is gonna be the front of the card, right? So I'm good with this. I'm good with the gray background, so let's get gluing, all right? Let's put a little bit of glue behind here and right there. And then I'm just gonna stage it right maybe there. My house is gonna go here. This is gonna sneak underneath there, so hang on. Maybe move it over just a hair. Because this guy goes underneath right there. Okay, we'll be good. So I was wanting to get this back on here before I glue this. So You could also cut that off too. It's not the end of the world if you have to cut that off. All right, so then this is gonna go here, like that. My house is gonna get popped up at the top and flat at the bottom, like that. So just remember when you're gluing things, you don't always have to have them be the same adhesive on there. So I'm gonna do flat at the bottom, popped up at the top. It's gonna be right about there. And then we're gonna put dimensionals on the right side of the label. And then we're gonna glue the left side flat. That is gonna need to, oh man, one moment, I shouldn't have put all that glue there, but I did. It's okay. So that's where that spatula thing comes in really handy, or a letter opener. There is a process for things. So this, oh, you know what we can do too? We can trim part of that off. Right about, I want to see gray there, so we're gonna go like right there, I guess. Right. So if you guys are picky like me, everything goes into a right spot, and I look for lines on stuff. So we're gonna leave it like that, I think. All right, and then our fence is going to, oh, you guys got a headshot there. This one, we're gonna put a little bit of liquid glue behind the fence posts. Oh, put it like that. Okay, and then our little batsies. I'm gonna put little black dimensionals between them, between their wings. All right, we'll put one like that, and we'll put the other one like that. Okay, very good. Then went straight for the gems. So we can do the purple ones and a white one. That would show off here really great. There's 3 different sizes. There's the big, the medium, and the small. And so we've got that, and then we'll put a medium. You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna put a medium white one up here, and then we'll put the black small one right there. Okay, all right. Take a deep breath. We got one done. Like, we got one layer done. Like, to me, this is the front of the card, and it's the most important part that people see first. Make sure you stella those bat wings. You can even stella this dude here, right? That looks good. You could stella inside your windows because the light is illuminating, right? You could stella your fence. Okay. Yeah, just do the whole house, right? Why not? Okay. Very good. I'm usually called upon to get the bats out of our building. Okay. So, if I'm not mistaken, this is going to go onto the card like this. And I do remember reading this out loud and seeing it. It does say glue to the top of cardstock number 1. So, like, this is the top, and what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna get glue happy, you guys. We're going for the gold here. We're gonna put this here like that, and then this should fit right in the middle. So I'm going for the same border, left, right, and top. Okay, and I think our bat's okay with the wings sticking up. Ooh, we can put more stars on here, right? Why not? Let's grab another purplicious one. Put it right there. I like that. And then this guy can go in a little. And then we need one more because we only have 4, so we need a 5th one. And I wonder if it's a little baby purple one right there. Good. I like it. Mikey likes it. Okay, so that's good, right? So this will be the front of our card. I can live with it. Then this is going to lift up. And we were just talking about we need to swap out and get purple in here. Because if we got a purple house, we need purple accent pieces. So where's my purple? Right here. Let's just grab all this stuff. It was this piece right here, I think. Yep. So we're going to recut. So follow the instructions on the pin pad. This guy, I know it was 3 3/4, but we did 1 1/4. So let's do 1 1/4 by 3 3/4. And then that's gonna go onto the black. Okay, I like it more already. Okay, sorry, Team Orange. Sorry. Not sorry. Sorry, not sorry. Okay, we're just gonna flip this back this way. So that fit there. My purple is off. So I cut it wrong. I do know 3 3/4 is correct. So we're just gonna do 3 3/4. And for some reason, I cut it a little too skinny. So let's see what that was. 1 3/8. So I can fix that. 1 3/8. And that's gonna go, that fits nicely. I can handle that. We're just gonna go like that. Okay, and I'll put you in that section. All right. All right, so far so good. Then we have this here. And I'm thinking that that I might have messed it up, but who knows. So if this it's all making sense to me. I know that like this needs to go here. And when this folds down though, I've lost, like, because it says on here, stamp a sentiment in the lower corner. So what's going to happen now is, I'm thinking because I added a mat, I lost the ability. I'm guessing, like, in my head, I thought maybe you'd see the sentiment down there, but it's okay. So there's this area right here, and I can get my sentiment in that middle area there. Why not, right? So we have here, I have all tricks, no treats, and there's a dude, or there's a dog and a cat, right? And I could easily stamp that and have that in the middle here with the all tricks, no treats. And wonder if we just make a mat in here and be done with it. So there's, it's like about a 3. I'm going with you guys. I've stopped watching. Can you tell me? I just totally like started deviating my own way. All right, so we're just gonna go 3 by 3. That's what it's all about, you guys. Just have fun with it, right? Don't be too, I was stressed out in the beginning, but I stopped stressing. So I put this like that, and this would also look great. So I'm gonna have a little label up there, and the candy DSP would have been cute for that panel. It really would have, Jamie, but I'll be honest with you, all I have are these. I just have this strip because we cut all of them up for the class. So I wonder if I can improvise and use 2 of these and make a makeshift thing. Okay, we can do it. Watch this. We can do it. So this size again was, I did it was a 3 3/4 by 3 3/4. I'm gonna watch. I think I can do it. I think we're alone now. There doesn't seem to be anyone around. we're gonna do that. And we're gonna put these here. And we're gonna put ribbon in the middle. And it'll be great. And life will be good. This will be here. See the candy. So the candy's there. I think, like, that'll be fine. Do I have my white embossing powder down here? No, I took it upstairs. Okay, it's all good. I was thinking of just stamping her on there and calling that a win. And I was gonna put the ribbon through the middle so you don't see the seam. And I think I might do 2 ribbons and make it look like a present. I don't know. So what I was thinking, this is how I would connect these 2 together. Ooh, they're so close. It's like, okay, so because there's 2 pieces, because I really wanted to use the candy, right? I'm gonna put ribbon around it and you'll hide the seam, but this is just a hair. There's a hair in the middle that's missing. So to make that whole and be able to work with this, I've have to have a background to put the ribbon. So it was 3 3/4. So I'm gonna just cut this at a hair under 3 3/4. Like this. And then I'm gonna glue these 2 pieces on here, right? I'm gonna glue them on to bring it together. I'm merging to make it do. You guys, I didn't have enough designer paper, so it's okay. But, like, that's what happens. I only had 2 little pieces left. So we're gonna go like this. And this guy's gonna go there. And then this one's gonna go right there. Okay, that's how I would marry those together. And now that we have them together, now we can put the ribbon behind them like this, right? And no one will ever see that it was 2 pieces of paper and we, I guess you could say, cherry rigged it, right? So then this is gonna go here. Do you want me to make it look like a present? I feel like I almost want it to be a present, right? So I was thinking about doing one that way and running another one this way. That's what I'm undecided about. So I was gonna make it look like a present and then have the white still go through the middle here. And then you only see the ribbon coming up the sides, right? That's what I was thinking. And then I was gonna stamp this little cat dude, girl, whatever it is, the cat, right? Right here. And then I was going to stamp the sentiment. I was thinking about stamping on a piece of white and just having it, oh, it might fit right. I was thinking about having it right there and having this here. And they don't interfere with each other. And then the thing is I have a lot of open space down there. Oh, I could stamp some bats. How about that? Okay, let's just go for it, right? The question is, do I want it to be a present or not? To be a present or not? That is the question, right? Like this? Or like that, because I'll be honest, you guys can't see it, but the bats are going a certain way. So I could put it this way and have the ribbon going that way, but then my bats are going to be going the wrong way. So I'm trying to figure out, do I just want to go like that? All right. Where did the bar go? Tag at the top. Where did the bar go? Where did the bar go? I don't know. I'm not certain. All right. Okay, we got a cat, you guys. Cat in the hat. Let's see how this stamps. I haven't used this. No present. Okay. No present. No present. So this is going to get glued onto the black like this. Bat at the top of the card. Where did it go? You mean this bat right here? That one, or that one, or that one? I had 3 bats to start with. That one, and that one. It was bent up, right? It got bent accidentally. If that's what you're wondering. And Jamie likes 1 ribbon. Okay, I can handle 1 ribbon. That's one less thing to stamp. I get it. Or glue on. All right, and then we're gonna put all tricks, no treats. Right there. All right. Doing good. Life is good. Donna says 1 ribbon too. No second ribbon. You like the one. I can handle that, guys. That's all good. All good in the hood. Okay. Put some batsies. Okay. And then there's going to be more. Let's grab this guy. Put a bat. I want that big one right. Oh, this little grouping right here. So I just want the big one right there. So what we're going to have to do is go like this. Be very careful. Okay, we just wanted one right there. Okay. There. And then we'll put some like gems right there, right? So exciting. Good. Okay. 1 ribbon is all we need. So let's button this up. Hello, Rosie Prouty. We're making a stressful Halloween card. Not really. You guys crafting shouldn't be stressful, right? All right. Then this is going to get glued. Onto the black piece. Oh, I just realized we're gonna see that peeking out of here. That if that gets glued here. This is so right. We can handle that. Okay, and then if that's there, we need more purple though. This was 3x3. We're gonna do. Why not use this up, right? If this is 3x3, right? 3x3. Let's cut this at 3 1/4 by 3 1/4. And we'll map that on here and put that here. Okay, all good. Now, our cat needs to have a petunia vest, I think. So let's grab the light petunia. Yeah, why not? Petunia. Right, we need a little color in here. And our cat is a witch, is what I'm seeing. And okay, little outfits all good too. I guess it's honey. Oh, she's wearing. Don't forget the sleeve. Oops. Okay, her little jacket. She's gonna have a skirt. Oh man, what color skirt is she gonna wear? She's gonna have black, little black boots, I guess. There. All right, so I need to know, I guess I'm gonna maybe leave, well, what color does she need to be? I was thinking about, like, I think I can handle a pink nose for a cat, right? Maybe. Give her a pink nose. Okay, I guess I need to know what color to make her skirt. Orange? Maybe? Maybe orange? Okay. Well, we can come back to that. There's no reason we have to like figure that out exactly right now. Green! Oh, yes! Granny apple green. Oh, yes. Okay. So, let's see if I can find me a granny apple green. I know I have it as a marker, a Stampin' Right marker. My blends are a hot mess right now, so, ooh. Okay. Let's try this in. Okay. Green skirt and all. All right, that's a team effort. Oh man, or Rosie just said orange and Tim and Tiger. Yep, I would have liked that too, but oh man, I got a dominoes going on here. Okay. Now the question is, what color? Do we make her a brown cat? Or do we make her leave her white? So, you know what, I'll be honest, like I'm looking at the paper here and they kind of like left their things white. So white or gray. Oh, we can make a gray cat. Yes, I think a gray cat would be in order for us. Let's see if I can find a gray, a smoky slate blend. Okay, here's what, that's black. That's not gonna work. Okay, we'll do smoky slate. How about that? So, we're making a gray cat, a smoky slate cat. So, let's see here. Oh man, do I dare? I want to use a blend. I don't know if I have a gray blend down here. I don't know if this is, oh, this is gray granite. Maybe we'll do gray. Gray, all right. Well, cats aren't all identical, or their fur isn't, so. Oh man, that didn't work so well. Oh. Okay, well, since we're gonna make a stripe down the side of her face. How about that? Right, so like we'll leave it like that, then it matches at least, and then we'll continue on. Oh, it's all right. The cat's got striped on the side. So that is just a perfect example of water-based markers and blends don't mix, right? They really don't. And I knew that, but I didn't have patience for waiting for the gray granite. But I think what I'm gonna do is, okay, we need a little hand here. What color for her tights? Oh, orange tights. How about orange tights? All right, let's just try the dark gray granite. That might blend better with my water-based. Yup, it's fine. It'll be okay. It's a card that is not going to be ever exactly, probably duplicated just like this. But if I use that dark gray granite, it blended a lot better. Okay, so there's that so far. Okay, we got a cat. Orange, I think we want orange tights. Let's do the light through the middle here. There, all right. Oh, all right. Oh, coloring is stressful stuff, you guys. All right, let's see here. That's done. Orange, we need some orange tights. So let's grab orange. What other colors in there? Her ears. We'll do pink ears. Oh, this pink looks good. All right. Timid tiger. Grr. Like Tony the tiger. All right. So I opted to grab a bubble bath. There we go. That's cute. We'll change the nose to that color. All right. And then let's do some tights here. She is all decked out for Halloween. Oh my goodness. All right. Oh, she looks great. I definitely agree. All right. Whew. Let's get you downtown, Charlie Brown. I didn't expect to be coloring with you guys today, but we learned a valuable lesson that water-based markers and blends don't blend. They don't play nice together in the sandbox. All right. We're gonna pop this down onto, well, here's my question. If I go like that, will anybody, yeah, you'll see the bats are pink inside the ears. Yep, I got that. And we're gonna put that here. I know we covered up a bunch of the candy things for all that work, but hey, why don't we put a little orange in her hat? Because there's a brim up here. You can make that orange too. Nice. All right. All right, I'm guessing we're only gonna glue that right here. Yep, I got pink inside the ears. I sure did. Oh, got a little close to the edge there. I am enjoying this way too much, right? It's probably like my second Halloween card, and it's probably the, oh, that didn't really stick very well. Well, Janice, we've come a long way since 5 o'clock. Oh, all right. And you got to be here for all of the shenanigans. All right, is that centered? Kind of, but not quite. Okay, so happy Halloween. No tricks, all treats. Then on this one, there's too much empty space there. So we're gonna pull in our gemsies. And in this case, I'll just add a couple stars. I don't know. And how about another purple one? Okay. I don't know. It filled it in. There's a lot going on, but it's all good. Oh, I wonder if this guy could go right there. Yeah. Leave it, right? Okay. So we got Happy Halloween. All tricks, no treats, and we're not quite done. We're almost there. So, oh man, I used up all that pink, pretty pink paper, and I need this guy. This guy goes here. And no orange now, so now I gotta have this piece and that piece. Little shnikes. Let's see here. I don't think I have that. What is this? That's the orange. Well, you're done with the yellow. This is all scraps. That guy goes there. Didn't use black. I'm glad we used gray. I don't think it actually brightens it up using the gray base. So, but look at this. I have, oh, I knew that was going to do that. We have this stuff right here. That guy. He'll be good. You guys save scraps that small? I just have a tendency of putting them back in there. You never know. All right, let's grab this. If I'm not mistaken, I believe it was 3/4 of an inch. Because this is 1 1/8. Yeah, well, 3 3/4 was it, I think. And third, well, this was 1. So this needs to be 3/4. All right. We're gonna put this. Hold her up to the camera, you betcha. It's Honey. Except for she doesn't have enough orange in her face. Honey has a little royal mark up there. And then this guy is gonna go here. All right, so I think we can glue and glue. Okay. On here. These boys are sleeping right through this, you guys. They have no idea that we made a card and we didn't feature them. We featured Honey. All right. All right, so that's what we got so far. And then down here, this one is going to fit right in there. I think I'm just going to go for it and just glue that in here. All right. And then we'll probably add some stars there on this last one. And then this. Oh, I'm so happy we changed from orange. This card is so much cuter in purple. Just my 2 purple cents. Michelle Foran isn't watching right now, but when she watches this, she'll be like, oh, it's so stinking cute. Okay. We need some more star action on here, so let's put a black and a purple. Oh, they're like foam, you guys, in case you're wondering. They're very foamy, so they aren't very, they go flat. Okay, so buttons on your underwear. Let's do another one. And a big one. And how about a whitey, Aphrodite? There, and oh man, do I just stop, right? Just call it good. I don't know. That looks good. Now, is there anything else for words in here? Don't worry, eat sweets. Okay, I have one last idea. And then we're gonna call it good. And then we're gonna be like, this is a wrap. So, we have one more stamp. And I don't know why we can't use it and put it right there, even if after I have all my stars down. We're gonna grab a scrap of white. Look at this, a scrap of white. And we're going to grab a block, a long skinny one. All right, pick that up. And get the black ink here. Don't worry, eat sweets. So, put you right there. And grab your scissors. Oh, wait, we might not be done with ribbon yet either. I think we're done with the inky dinky. So this is kind of boring down here. It needs help. Ooh, what's happening? We're gonna do that one more time. I got a halo, halo, halo. Let's put that right there. Okay. So, what are we gonna do? We're gonna cut this haphazardly. So there's that. Oh man, those people that like things straight, like me, I have a hard time with this. So I'm almost debating if I would have rather, we're just getting a feel for this. You might move there, you might move there. We're gonna put, don't worry, eat sweets. Okay, so the question I'm asking myself is, do I need it to be straight? Oh my gosh, you guys, Hunky just totally took over the entire cushion, and Bigger Tigger got the boot. I'm going to try to cut this at 3/8 of an inch right here without cutting my fingernails off. I might need to have it be straight. Sometimes I can operate like that with cutting with the scissors, but a lot of the times I can't. So we're gonna try this right on here and try it again. Right there. Okay. That's a little bit better for me. There's no crooked lines. All right, so we're gonna, oh man. So then let's just do this to keep it all consistent. That, and then right there. Okay, I think we got a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. So, don't worry. Eat sweets. Let's glue those down. Oh, and call it a show. We're gonna sleep good tonight knowing that we made this awesome card. Don't worry. This I don't mind being crooked. There. And then our stars look nice yet. We might move you there. Put you there, you there. Nope, we're gonna switcheroo there and there. Okay. Well done. Do we need to do anything else? Oh, we forgot ribbon. Oh man, I was gonna add ribbon to this one more time. Let me just think here. I was gonna put ribbon behind that one and have the little tails come out. Just see that'll come off. I just can pretend. I was gonna have it like this and have it like, okay, so that you guys can kind of see. Do you like the ribbon? Adding a little more ribbon to it? Why not, right? Good. So I think it adds a little bit of extra element to the bottom here. So I think you guys are probably gonna agree with me. I'm gonna just make it a little smaller, and we're gonna cut like that. And not my fingers, we're gonna move like that. This is what I was thinking. Right? I think that is cute. That little bit of ribbon there. Now, I would love to get ribbon on the first one though. So let me make that happen. It's okay. You guys, we can rearrange things slightly and finagle ribbon onto here, right? So one moment. So here's how you take dimensionals off when you don't want to wreck stuff. You cut them, right? You just take your scissors and you cut it like that, okay? And then we'll be able to put more dimensionals there. But we're gonna grab some tear and tape and put that back here. Green giant. And grab your ribbon. That right there. And we're gonna flip this back. So you guys, sometimes ribbon is an afterthought. I can't lie, right? So we just have to finagle our bats slightly without ripping the paper. Bring him down just a hair. And then we're gonna cut this a little shorter. And then this one. All right, then back to this. So you can't really salvage them, but what you can do is add 2 new ones right next to them, or even 3. So we're back on the track. Okay. And then we have our stars back here, so we can put one there and one there. Okay. Ribbon on every layer. Oh man, take a deep breath and let's review the activities. Nothing really to Stella. Okay, we're good there. All right. Let's see what it looks like. Are you guys ready for it? I like how you are arranging the words. Sure, I agree with you. You have pink in each panel. Great. Love it. Okay. So you guys ready? I'll hold it up here. Make sure we're straight. Okay. Happy Halloween. Right? And then no tricks, all treats. And then don't worry, eat sweets. All right. Now, I can't tell you like how off or different it's going to be from what Janice is thinking or her card, but we're going to look at her card here in T-minus 10 seconds. All right, I'm going to shore up my ribbon, you guys. Make that little tab, put that down. That's how I find I like ribbon. All right, thank you, Jenna, for letting us use your dies. I hope I'm okay that I didn't wreck that. Okay, so you guys ready? Get my letter opener. Oh, Janice, we did it. Oh, and we've only been live for just over an hour and a half, so we're like regular broadcasting time for this kind of a class. Awesome. So you guys, SCI card. Ooh, oh man. Oh man, I did something wrong. Because hers is an A2 size card. Very cool. It's Floral Delight. I wondered about the words there, right? So, very cool. Oh, okay. So her DSP doesn't quite go to the ends, and it goes the full length or the full height here. she's got a white here. I don't remember even seeing white on here. And that's your other card stock. A 3 3/8 by 3 3/8 would be my guess. Okay, and then, very cool. And she's got, yeah. So you didn't have mats. That is what confused me, I think. You did have some mats. Oh, you did cover up the designer series paper. Oh, you did. Sneaky. I was like, that definitely threw me off because I really wasn't certain. Now, how do I my fold? My card is not as tall as yours. So what did I do different? That's the same. That's the same. That. Oh, my scores are different. Oh, okay. What I'm seeing here is this is the same. That's the same. She scored here. I scored here. And if I would have scored up down here further, that's the only, like, I see that's the difference. So I don't know if I did it wrong or if I read it wrong or what happened. So yes, Mimi, you have 2 replays. Jamie said, I think when you scored that last line, you did it at 8 3/4 instead of 8 1/4. You know what? Well, I'm going to find out right now because I can flip it over and do it. She said 2 1/2. So let's go on this side. 2 1/2. And then 3 3/4 is right. And then 6 3/4 is right. And 8 3/4. Oh, that is exactly right. So Jamie, you are spot on. I scored mine wrong. Not necessarily wrong. I mean, that's why my paper probably measurements were not jiving with what I was thinking. So it's still good. What's really cool though is had I scored it correctly, my bat wouldn't have fit up here. But because I scored it wrong, I could have my bat hanging up. Otherwise, my bat wouldn't have worked. He would have been hanging out of the envelope. So it all worked out for me. I mean, it's the same concept. Whatever, like it's the same concept, right? We have a vertical fold card. Janice, great job. You really made me work hard, which isn't a bad thing. It just was like, I think I was thinking in my head, oh, it'll all be good. Oh, goodness, that ripped off. But so hopefully you guys can see these stamps and these dies in action. They're called Spooky Halloween. It's part of the Spooky Sweet. I get it? Sweet. And like this little die was really cool in here. So that was fun. The house is fun. So for you guys that are doing the Fun Folds class with me, you are going to get this kind of a layout up here. It's the house with the fence, the bats, and that thing. So that is exactly what is coming your way for the Fun Folds class. All right, so what we need to do, Kelly's going to be here on Tuesday, and I'm going to have her photograph my card. I'll have her photograph Janice's card. She has to photograph the mystery card, and we'll post all those in the events. So, oh my goodness. All right, we did it. Okay, so Hunky Noodle. Wow, look at that hair went crazy over there. Okay, Hunky Noodle, still sleeping. He kicked Bigger Tigger off of his perch, and Bigger Tigger probably went for a Scooby snack. So, all right, you guys, I can officially say that this is the last video for me for the month. All right, it's the 29th. There's 2 more days left in the month, and I have the buzzing by end of the month buzzing by email. That post is already scheduled. The stuff for the 1st is already scheduled. So here we are going to rock and roll into the last September, October, November, December, 4 months of the year. It's crazy. All right, you guys, again, if you watch the showcase video, like let's say you didn't see the showcase and you're watching me now, I did forget to do this whole box of past classes, which have some of the catalog launch fun folds from January. It has the Sentimental Christmas and the Twisted in Time. It has, just a couple classes in there. I forgot to do that during the showcase, and that happens. They are listed in the resources tab of my website. So, Oh, Janice, it was fun for me too. Thank you everybody for helping me stick with it. I will honestly have to say, like in the first 20 minutes, I was ready to like, oh, maybe I just need to call this and and do it another time. But we persevered. We kept like trudging through the mud, and I'm pretty excited about what I ended up with. I never actually thought I'd stamp, like I got the stamps, but I never thought I'd really stamp these two, but I'm glad that I stamped the cat. So I'm very happy. And Janice made a very pretty card here doing the Floral Delight. It was awesome with her flowers and made a birthday card. When is the drawing for this? Oh no, Anna, it will not be tomorrow. Unfortunately, I cut this really close to the end of the month. I believe that if you, ooh, did I update it? I think if you, okay, so what you guys gotta do now is create your cards. Go off of what the recipe card had for measurements, but you guys saw that I completely did my own thing. And you can see here that if you go by the measurements that Janice has, you do see more of the bar, the base. But once you have your card created, let's see here. You go to Cards by Christine, and then in the events calendar, which is under more, if you go to the events calendar, you find the event for today, and it's probably in the past. So let's just click here. Yep, share a recipe, create a card, inspire others. Under the discussion, it will say here, did you find inspiration in this class? Share your creations here by August 31st. And so, oh man, I can't edit it. I'm gonna go in and edit it. That's where you need to share your cards. I already staged the email for this one. Tomorrow, it's gonna say thanks everybody for watching. I put on there by September 3rd. So you guys have until next week, Wednesday. And then I have class with you on Thursday. It's the monthly class. So on Thursday night, we'll do the drawing for all of the monthly stuff. And this one will be part of that drawing. So as long as you have your cards submitted by midnight on Wednesday night, you'll get in on the drawing. Okay, so I'll update the post so it says September 3rd. But I did have if you guys get the email, I think I posted that to say the 3rd. It's not a card fold I've ever done before. It looks like it will take some time to make. Okay, you've got some time, Anna. You've got almost an entire, wait, not an entire week. You have about 5 days. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. You have 5 days. That's good. So you have the weekend. Deanne Dawn says, love the card. Have a great weekend. Thank you. Same to you. All right, same to you, Barbara Gobby. All right, you guys. We did it. We did it. Yes, the drawing will be on Thursday night. All right, you guys, now have a great weekend. The sun came out. Did you notice that there's shadows going on here? The sun actually poked its head out, which is awesome. So lots of sunshine, love, and big hugs. You guys, we'll see you next week, Thursday. Love ya. Bye.